You've been using the Reclaimer 18 wrong this entire time. If this is how you're using it, then you need to stop and immediately change a few things, including your loadout, so it can start firing like this instead. When the Reclaimer 18 was first introduced into the game, it was good, but it lacked in range, making it not overly viable in most situations. But in a recent update, the rate of fire got buffed, changing the game entirely. But everyone that I was seeing was still just using it wrong, as they all had it on pump action. And you can actually change this to semi-auto, which really speeds up your TTK, and this is done simply by just pressing left on your D-pad when you have the weapon equipped. However, with this loadout, you're also going to want to swap to Tac Stance to make it far more accurate and easier to use. But that loadout is the following. So jumping right in, we're going to first of all take a look at the barrel. Now, this is probably one of the most obvious options available, but we are going to be running the Discourager 900, as this is the only one that really boosts out the effective damage range, and really that's very important on shotguns. As you can see, the effective damage range is very short in the first place, so this does need extending out as much as possible. The rest of the stuff, look, we're not going to be bothered about these areas here, as we will compensate for them later on, and recoil control is so not applicable on shotguns anyway, really just don't need to worry about it. And moving on to the next obvious option, then we are going to be looking at the ammunition type, and we are going to be running the Dragon's Breath rounds. Now, yes, this does reduce it in terms of some areas on effective damage range, but ultimately it's the shortest range that we're looking at here that we want to be extending out. Then also it does the damage as well, bringing sort of the lower torso in line with the upper torso and headshot damage, so that all equates to the same. And then leg damage is fairly minuscule as well, but given the fact that shotguns have quite a spray on them, this is definitely needed. And yes, obviously these offer more things, but in reality these are so hard to hit the shots on. You just really need to be running the 12 gauge Dragon's Breath rounds. Now, moving on to the muzzle, there's a few ways that you can go about doing this. Personally, I go for the Bryson Choke, as this offers the best tactical stance spread, hipfire spread, and shotgun spread. As if you look at these improved chokes, look, this offers less shotgun spread in total, and then less hipfire spread as well. It does boost out that minimum effective damage range, and so does the extra modified choke, but in reality we are going to be looking to bring that hipfire spread and tac stance spread down as much as possible here, as this is the really important area. The next thing we're looking at is going to be the underbarrel. Now look, a lot of people are using various different things here, but in reality the areas that you really want to focus on with the underbarrel attachment is going to be sprint to fire speed. Mobility is also a secondary, but in reality sprint to fire is really what's going to make or break this weapon. Now obviously you can look at things like the XRK Edge, the DR6 hand stop. These all offer good sprint to fire speeds, and if we flick through the rest of them, look, there's not tons of options that offer what we're really looking for here other than the sprint to fire speed. Now there's one attachment that no one's really thinking about on a shotgun, because ultimately its main focus is that horizontal recoil, and that's the paracord grip. But if we take a look down here, it improves ADS movement speed and movement speed, and sprint to fire speed by 12%. And when you look at all the other options available, this just isn't a thing. And yes, I know some of you are going to say, but the Bruin Bastion angled grip offers way more tactical stance spread. And whilst, yeah, I would say that sounds like it's true, I'm going to show you something that actually kind of disproves that, as it makes next to no difference once we've got the final attachment on. For some reason, I don't know if this is bugged, but this is ultimately the perfect attachment for it, the paracord grip. Now moving on to that last attachment, it is the stock, and we are going to be running no stock. Now this reduces down your tac stance spread, your sprint to fire speed, ADS speed, all your mobility as well, hip fire spread, all of it. So really the perfect attachment here. Yes, you can look at other options like this, but in reality this is the one. The mobility is next level, to be honest. So if we stick that on, and then, look, so yeah, you'd argue there's not tons of hipfire spread there. But as mentioned in the video, if you swap this to semi-auto, for some reason, massively reduces your tac stance spread. And look, if we go away and take off the paracord grip and stick on the Bruin Bastion angled grip, again, this has got minus 23% tac stance spread versus none. Take a look at it here. Let's switch that to that. Oh, my bad, sorry. There's like no difference, right? So it's literally, I don't, it must be bugged with the semi-auto mode, but ultimately these are the areas that you want to be focusing on, and then we can get into that. wasn't the best shots there, but as you can see, 3 shots at 10 meters. At 20 meters, you're really never going to get anywhere with the shotgun. This is why the perfect secondary weapon for it would be something like the STG. But I'll link in at the end of this video the best attachments for this in the game. But ultimately change the muzzle in that because that was done before the quartermaster muzzle was unlocked. But yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.